In this video, the team led by Lagena, metal detection specialist Gary Drayton, and archaeologist Fiona Steele investigates a mysterious stone foundation on Lot 5 on the western side of Oak Island. The team has been working on the discovery for 2 years and has discovered a number of clues that point to it possibly being related to the mystery surrounding Oak Island. The discoveries include iron tools connected to Sir William Phipps, an English politician from the 17th century who plotted with a high-ranking Freemason named Andrew Belcher to bury a massive cache of Spanish silver and gold on Oak Island in 1687. Gary is permitted to identify possible metal targets in the Lot 5 feature, which has grown 2 to 3 times in size from when it first appeared. Nevertheless, the feature is still not fully exposed, and it takes time to accomplish it correctly. According to Gary, there are only 3 metals that can produce that sound: copper, lead, or gold. The team wants to locate the gold and invite Gary to do a gold dance, which they intend to do next. The crew is seeking to solve the enigma of the Lot 5 stone foundation and its relation to the Oak Island mystery. They are excavating and calling back for additional exploration when the pit is nearly finished. They are also looking into a non-ferrous target discovered on Lot 5, which lies on the island's western edge. Jack Begley, Craig Tester, and El Nian are searching for an elaborate copper button that might provide information about the feature's inventor, the brick building in the swamp, and perhaps even the money pit. The group is eager to hear Emma Culligan's scientific evaluation of the button since they think it's rather special. X-ray fluorescence mapping creates a 2-dimensional image that highlights an object's finer details and can assist in determining when it may have been generated by using highly concentrated X-ray radiation to assign colors to individual elements.
Who have joined the long list of treasure hunters attempting to solve the island's mysteries has brought about a recent change in the status quo. The Lagena brothers are confident that they possess the skills necessary to locate the fabled treasure said to be buried on Oak Island, and ultimately, these researchers discovered something in the Oak Island money pit that you won't believe. Join us as we observe them as they investigate this 200-year-old enigma, and together we will determine if there is, in fact, hidden wealth on the island. Throughout the course of their expedition, they stumble upon some astounding discoveries that will astound you. The Lagena brothers have devoted a substantial portion of their careers to locating buried wealth. It is understandable why anyone would be captivated by the prospect of unearthing centuries-old treasure buried by someone when the money pit became submerged in water, preventing them from making any further progress. After Chappelle and Blair led the way, many others attempted to find treasure on Oak Island, but unfortunately none were successful. Chappelle and Blair were only the beginning of a long line of people who followed in their footsteps. The issue of where the loot was hidden evaded even President Roosevelt, despite his best efforts. Despite numerous abortive attempts, the search for treasure on the island continued indefinitely. This was due to the efforts of individuals like Irwin Hamilton, who unearthed artifacts that were not typical of the area. It was evident that Rick and Marty had a challenging mission ahead of them. They were fortunate to have a competent and capable team supporting them. Craig Tester, who had been Marty's college flatmate, joined their ranks, as did Dan Blankenship and his son David, all of whom were experts in their respective disciplines. Dan Blankenship, for instance, was a renowned hunter who left his contracting business to investigate the enigmatic island. Since the Lagena siblings had been treasure hunting since they were young children, it was not surprising that they were both exceptionally skilled at the activity. As soon as Ricky, then 10 years old, stumbled upon a boulder and became intrigued by the concept of unearthing buried treasure, their passion for treasure seeking was ignited. Even though their first attempt to search the boulder for treasure failed, it set them on a path that would lead them to spend the remainder of their lives engaging in similar adventures. As time passed, they gained a deeper understanding of the tales and legends surrounding Oak Island, which strengthened their resolve to investigate the island's mysteries further. The brothers Lagena and Dan Blankenship each purchased 1/2 of the stock in Oak Island Tours in order to realize their dream of discovering the buried treasure and seizing it for themselves. This gang appears to be destined to follow in the footsteps of their former commander, Daniel McGinnis. McGinnis discovered a depression in the ground on Oak Island in 1796, prompting him to initiate his own search for wealth on the island. They and their associates spent approximately 10 years excavating the pit, but none of their efforts bore fruit. In the end, The Onslow Company was the one to assume responsibility for excavating the money grave, but they too were disappointed. Discovering only a stone instrument containing writing, it took over a century to translate the inscription on the stone tablet, which is believed to read, 40 feet below, 2 million pounds are buried. Others relied on conjecture, such as Marie Antoinette hiding her wealth prior to her execution, or William Shakespeare hiding his fortune and unpublished works, while others used this as evidence to infer that there could be treasure on the island. Despite this, these hypotheses have not been confirmed because no treasure has been found. Since the beginning of excavation on the island, individuals such as the Lagena brothers have been responsible for the discovery of hundreds, if not thousands, of artifacts. The Lagenas made a remarkable discovery when they unearthed the bones of two distinct individuals. The fact that one set of bones belonged to a person of Middle Eastern ancestry and the other to a person of European ancestry added another layer of enigma to the island.
Under layers of snow and ice, Oak Island is committed to keeping its secrets buried during the winter. The representative of Kellyo, another treasure hunter, is Dave Spencer. In order to get more accurate data than they did, Gary Drayton and the father and son team, Bob and Robert Leonard, are traveling to the frozen marsh. The team used the DeepMax X6, a sophisticated metal detector with a larger frame coil and mounted on a sled, last summer with the goal of finding metal objects up to 40 feet underground. The data gathered can be examined in a three-dimensional map, which may show the location of potentially valuable items. Rick Lagena. They were hoping to get large numbers in the swamp near the northern end of the swamp, on land owned by Fred Nolan's family, and the team's commander is persistent and has succeeded in doing so. Rick Lagena recently discovered a sizable wooden stake that was carbon dated to the 1500s and was thought to be proof of survey markers that were used to lay out the limits of a big construction project centuries ago. Fred came to the conclusion that Oak Island was originally two islands that had been intentionally connected by the triangle-shaped marsh. Dan and Fred hauled one up together, chopped off the tip, and sent it to be carbon dated. The team is thrilled with the findings but is careful not to become overly thrilled. They intend to return and run the detector once more to determine their current position. Through metal detecting tools and a methodical approach to excavation, the Oak Island team is committed to uncovering the secrets of the island's past. They hope to uncover gold, silver, and other priceless historical artifacts buried beneath the ice, and their work will remain essential in the continuous hunt for the answers to the Oak Island mystery. While exploring the enigmatic triangle-shaped marsh on Oak Island, Rick and Marty Lagena discover a survey stake that is verified and raises the possibility that it was created by humans. Continue their inquiry. But Marty agrees because he despises the word "quird" and wants to stop using remote sensing. The group is still dedicated to their goal and will keep excavating and investigating the marsh. Starting with a moo and target anomaly on Oak Island, which they believe will be the first time they have discovered something resembling a ship's railing, the team is investigating a swamp in the Bahamas in order to find crucial clues and possible hideaway sites. Because it enables them to take an X-ray of the island from below on Swamp Road, the muon technology is fascinating. They discover a potential muon target that they think is worth investigating. Gary takes out a piece of wood that resembles the ship's railing that we discovered nearby that dates to the 700S or 800S. This could be a useful discovery for carbon dating. Steve and Rick are also curious about the muon anomaly, and the team knew that each artifact they uncovered could tell a bigger story. They were digging into history, who had come to Oak Island and what had left behind. Some believe that the Knights Templar, a group of religious warriors from the Middle Ages, might have hidden their treasure on the island. The Lagena brothers were determined to keep going, knowing that many explorers had tried and failed before them.
On the island itself. Now things are getting more interesting. In 2020, while searching between the swamp and the money pit on Lot 15, Jack and Gary discovered a coin of Chinese origin that is more than 1,000 years old, according to numismatist Sandy Campbell. Is it possible that Tony Sampson discovered the same type of coin just north of the Oak Island swamp? If so, could it and other items he discovered today be linked to an ancient dam feature that is thought to have been built more than 700 years ago to help create the swamp? Now it's exciting to know more about the Chinese coin. How does a Chinese coin end up in Canadian water? If this question is answered, we will have a clear picture of the buried.
One of the major unsolved mysteries in the world is Oak Island. Born in Kingsford, Michigan, Marty Lagena is a well-known treasure hunter who has gained widespread recognition thanks to the hit television program, The Curse of Oak Island. When Marty was 11 years old, a piece in Reader Digest piqued his interest in Oak Island. This early exposure stoked a lifelong fascination that would lead to his return to the island decades later, armed with greater resources and technology than the treasure hunters before him. Marty initially pursued a career far from treasure hunting. Studying engineering at Michigan Tech and law at the University of Michigan, he founded Terra Energy, a company that pioneered the extraction of natural gas from shale in Michigan. His business acumen was proven when he sold Terra Energy for $58 million. However, Marty's childhood fascination with Oak Island never waned, and his brother Rick, who also shared an interest in the island, decided to seriously pursue this dream. They bought a controlling interest in Oak Island Tours, which owned most of the island, and began what would be one of the most famous treasure hunts in modern history. Their quest has been fraught with challenges. Try to somehow connect the stone path to something right. Let's start digging, as the island is notorious for its booby traps and flooding tunnels designed to protect whatever may be hidden underground. Over the years, the Lagena and their team have uncovered various items that suggest a significant past presence on the island each season. They seem to edge closer to making a major discovery, although the ultimate prize remains elusive. What distinguishes Marty in this undertaking is his methodical approach to the hunt, which blends his engineering expertise with a painstaking attention to detail. This approach is further enhanced by his readiness to use cutting-edge technologies, such as heavy drilling equipment and sonar scans. Marty makes sure that nothing is overlooked and that no area of the island is unexplored. Combining traditional adventure with contemporary technology, these boys began excavating in 1795 and eventually finished it. To cut a long tale short, locate the Oak. AOS Alex successfully runs Mari Vineyards. Their wines are distributed throughout 16 states. Despite his successful job at Mari Vineyards, the vineyard is thriving and frequently hosts events, which you can follow on their lively Facebook page. As a treasure hunter, Alex maintains a fascinating second gig. Nobody knows where the rumors that Alex had died while filming an episode of The Curse of Oak Island began, but they quickly spread through blogs and internet articles that falsely claimed Alex had perished while searching for the island's hidden riches. This would have been a shocking development in the ongoing story of the treasure hunt. Although Alex is alive and doing well, these concerning rumors serve as a reminder of how quickly false information can spread online, and how important it is to check the facts before believing what we read. Despite the dark tales circulated by the web, Alex has continued to achieve his goals without falling prey to these fictional narratives. The old tale about Oak Island states that 7 lives must be lost before the treasure can be uncovered. To date, 6 people have allegedly died, and the story predicted that 1 more would have to face the same fate while searching for the treasure. This circumstance emphasizes how crucial it is to use caution when using the internet and to share only accurate information in order to prevent the spread of false information and misunderstanding. The Lagena family, led by Alex, has played a significant role in the popular television program The Curse of Oak Island, which delves into the mysteries of the island's past. Despite rumors of his purported death, their perseverance and commitment to their quest have been demonstrated by their discoveries on the island. When they found evidence of a tunnel in Smith's Cove uplands one day, they told their brother Rick and archaeologist Lars Nien, "Of course we're going to investigate. We have to see what it looks like." They had found a well-made cave that appeared to have been purposefully constructed, and Alex had been closely examining the area to confirm its existence. They noticed small details like a slight misalignment in the cave structure that suggested it was purposefully built. This discovery increased the team's excitement and strengthened their conviction that they were about to unearth something significant. Driven to demonstrate the possible importance of their geologist, Terry Matheson conducted the year's first sonic drilling operation near the garden shaft. They drilled 6 holes and checked out material from depths between 80 and 120 feet to better understand the natural terrain and potentially pinpoint the original money pit. Their focus was on a borehole named BDU5N13, which initially gave them some promising results. The team is eager to learn more about LagIna's accident and whether there is something hidden on Oak Island that is being kept from us. Historian Charles Barkhouse and Alex Lagena believed that this might be a sign that B5 and 13 was close to the original money pit, possibly near a cavern that caved in back in the 1800s. Surveyor Stephen Gupp also noted that B5 and 13 was just under 5 feet from where they had previously found precious metals.